Hello, welcome to Go Natural English. I'm your English teacher, Gabby, and I'm so happy that you're here because in this lesson, we're going to talk about a very common question that English learners like you ask me all the time: how to become fluent in English. The most important thing is to use English. You have to practice. We can't just stay up here in our heads with English or with anything we learn. We have to speak it. So a lot of English learners ask me, how can I find someone to speak English with me? And that's a good question. Maybe you live in a country where English is not the language, the official language, and it's difficult to find people to speak English with you. Or maybe you do live in a country like the United States where English is the official language, but it's still difficult to find people to practice with you. You know, there's a big difference between finding a friend or a coworker or an acquaintance to practice with you and having a trained teacher or tutor to practice and correct you, to guide you, to give you feedback. It's very different. Having a teacher will help you to progress and to correct your mistakes. So now, a lot of English learners like you ask me, how can I find a teacher to help me improve? Now, I know you're online, so I highly suggest online English lessons. And I've partnered with an online English lesson company called Lingoda to give you an honest review of my experience taking their online English classes. Now, if after you hear about my experience, if you want to try their online English lessons, they're willing to give our community a discount to encourage you to try them out. And you can find that at gonaturalenglish.com/Lingoda. That's Lingoda. Now let me tell you about my experience. I went to gonaturalenglish.com/Lingoda and I signed up for a lesson package that I chose. There's a lot of different options depending on if you want a few or a lot of English lessons, or if you want one-on-one or group English lessons. So I signed up for a one-on-one lesson, and I had to enter basic information like my name, my email address, and my payment information. And then I was assigned an advisor. An advisor is not a teacher. An advisor is there to help you with any questions about lessons and to guide you with your English learning plan and your goals. But the advisor is different from a teacher. The advisor is a special person who is there to support you. And I really love having that support. So I met first with my advisor to make a plan and to better understand how to benefit from my online English lesson that would be coming up after I scheduled it. So after I met with my advisor, I went back to Lingoda and I scheduled my first online English lesson. I selected a one-on-one lesson, a time that was good for me, and a topic, because Lingoda has topics that you can choose from for your English lessons. So I chose one that was interesting to me. And every lesson has materials to go with it. So you can access a special presentation style, downloadable lesson that you can look at before your lesson, you can use during your lesson, and you can keep after your lesson for review. So then I met with my teacher on Skype at our scheduled time. So if you've used Skype before, it's really easy. It's the same thing. If you haven't used Skype, then don't worry, it's still easy. During the lesson, I got to know my teacher and we used the lesson materials to practice vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and even to talk about culture and opinions. And it was really interesting. I thought that my teacher was really patient but helpful, very well-spoken and easy to talk to. So he had a lot of good experience as an English teacher. So I thought it was a really good experience. One thing that I didn't like was that when I scheduled my lesson, I could not choose who my teacher would be. So it was a surprise to me who my teacher would be when I met with him on Skype. So maybe it's a bad thing, but maybe it's a good thing, because in real life, you never know who you're going to speak with. So we have to practice speaking with anyone and everyone. So that was okay. It was actually difficult for me to find my lesson materials before my lesson. So I should have asked my advisor for help. That's my fault. But as soon as I started my lesson with my teacher, he sent me the materials and it was easy. We could use them right away in the lesson. And then I asked my advisor for help, and she helped me to find the lesson materials on the website. So it takes a little time to get used to the website, but it's not difficult. The only other thing I didn't really like was that I have to schedule my lessons 48 hours in advance. So if you want a lesson immediately, instantly, it might not be the best choice for you. But if English practice and improvement is your priority, then you'll be able to schedule ahead of time. And it's actually good because then you have some time to prepare for your lesson in advance. So it's just something to be aware of, and if you like to plan ahead, then you'll be fine. So I liked a lot of things about Lingoda, and I would encourage you to try them out, especially since you can get a special discount at gonaturaleNglish.com/Lingoda. Whatever you decide, if you try Lingoda or not, I just want to encourage you to get out there and use your English. Speak with other people today and share your voice with the world. I want to hear it. We want to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Gabby, your English teacher here at Go Natural English, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.